In an old apartment block, every single room had gone dark except for one room 304, where a single weak yellow bulb flickered through the night, every night. Mira, the new tenant in the building, couldn't help but notice it from her window every evening. There was never any movement, no shadows dancing on the walls. Just that stubborn, trembling light, like a final heartbeat in a dying building. She tried to ignore it, telling herself it was just faulty wiring, or maybe an old tenant had forgotten to turn it off before they left. But days turned into weeks, and the light persisted, a constant, silent question mark in the darkness. Who lived there? Why was the light always on? The other neighbors were tight-lipped, their faces clouding over whenever she mentioned room 304. One rainy Tuesday night, the curiosity became unbearable. It was an annoying feeling that pushed her out of her warm apartment and into the cold, damp stairwell. She had to know. As she climbed the stairs to the third floor, the air grew noticeably colder, heavier, as if the building itself was holding its breath. The hallway was eerily silent, the only sound the distant patter of rain and the frantic thumping of her own heart. And there it was, the door to 304. It stood slightly ajar, a dark sliver in the otherwise solid wall, leaking that same sickly yellow light. A shiver ran down Mira's spine. She hesitated, her hand hovering near the doorframe. "Hello," she whispered, her voice barely a breath. The only reply was the soft, incessant buzz of the dying light bulb inside. Taking a deep breath, she pushed the door open. The room was completely empty. No furniture, no boxes, not even a layer of dust on the floorboards. It was a barren, forgotten space, devoid of any sign of life, except for the light. It hung from a single wire in the center of the ceiling, swinging gently, casting long, distorted shadows, even though there was no draft, no wind at all. Then she saw it, a handprint on the wall next to the door. It was fresh, wet, as if someone had just pressed their palm against the plaster. Her eyes followed the trail. There was another one, and another, a line of wet handprints leading from the door across the wall and disappearing into the darkest corner of the room. Mira took a step closer, her curiosity now warring with a primal sense of fear. The light suddenly stopped flickering. It held steady for a single, terrifying moment. Everything went silent, and then a voice, a whisper right behind her ear, so close she could feel the cold breath on her neck. "I left it on so you could find me." She spun around, but the door had already slammed shut, the sound echoing like a gunshot through the silent building. The bulb above her burst in a flash of sparks. Darkness, absolute and suffocating, swallowed the room. And from the outside, the old apartment block finally became what it had always been destined to be, completely, impossibly dark.